Hey guys, it was a great season last season. Seems like so long ago, but I'm looking forward to this fall. But I'd like to tell you a little bit about our last season and go over some highlights. But first, I'd like to introduce the team. Alondro Barranca was our All-Star nomination of the year. Just a phenomenal player, both on offense and defense. Just get his heart on the field every single game, and just played his heart out. And so, looking forward to seeing you back, Alondro. You better be there. Um, Next, we have his brother Antonio Barranca, the youngest player on the team. He did hit some key minutes though, some very key minutes at both running backer and linebacker. I specifically remember a breakout game for him where he just ran and ran and ran. We gave him the ball and just let him run, and he got a few touchdowns that game and just had a lot of yardage and just one of his really best games I've ever seen him play. Next, we got Asmir McNeese. He was our speedster on the team. Really could put Asmir at any position, and he did well. Once he gets his football IQ even more, he'll be completely unstoppable. He's just a phenomenal athlete. I know he's talking about going to play tackle next year, but hey, I hope to see you back. But you know, we'll just see what happens this fall. But hope to see you back. Next, we got Caleb Duran. He has great composure on and off the field. Just a real cool character out there, and he's always very considerate of both his teammates and just wanting to do things right. And so much so that whenever he messed up a play, he'd always say, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Finally, I pulled him aside and said, "Caleb, stop saying you're sorry. Just get out there and play." And so, at least Caleb, stop saying you're sorry, or at least say you're sorry quick and move on, man, because you do great. Also, now we got Caleb McAvoy. Caleb McAvoy always played with a lot of heart and emotion, was always just excited and wanted to get that next big play. And so he was always focused on that, and I appreciate the energy that he brought to the game. Next, we got Daniel Lofbro, and he was really one of the most coachable people on the team. Always willing to do whatever was asked, and no matter what you asked him to do, he didn't complain. Just went in there and tried to do his best at it, and was always looking for input and feedback. Just wanting to do better. So always appreciated that about Daniel. Daniel, hope to see you back too. Next, we got Ezekiel Loy. He was one of our defensive specialists. Great football IQ on the defensive side. Great awareness of where the quarterback was and where the receivers were in his zone, and we're playing man-to-man also. Just had great positioning and great awareness of what was going on in the field from the defensive perspective. So really appreciate about him. Also just a great team player, always encouraging his teammates, and definitely look forward to seeing him next year. Next, we got Gabe Cervantes. He was our starting center, and really, I think he played center, took probably 90% of the snaps. I think he only missed one game that he didn't play center. But really, I just appreciate him because he was always willing to do that. Not a many people like to play center, but Gabe seemed to enjoy it, and especially enjoy getting that center dump pass occasionally. When people would just ignore the center, and then occasionally he would sneak out for a pass, and he would just grab that and take off with it. Next, we got John Henry. He played both offensive defense. He was one of the most versatile players on the field. Great utility player. I could put him in almost any position. He played running back. He played defensive back. Played safety. Also played some linebacker. I was always comfortable with him putting him almost anywhere on the field. And so I appreciate that about him. And I hope to see him come back next year as well. Next, our starting QB was Nick Zazik. He was one of the youngest players on the team. However, he didn't let that hold him back. He was always ready to go out there and throw the ball and do what was necessary and lead his offense. One of the things I appreciate about Nick is that he never let a pick get him down. Even though he might have got an interception, he went out there and he was ready to throw the ball again. He was also a really tough guy. There was numerous times where he had some pretty rough in the passer calls and plays, and that really routed him a bit. But he got right back in there and performed well. So I'm really happy that he was on the team and he was leading the team as quarterback, and hope to see him the next year as well. Next, we got Thaddeus Hawkins. He was also played offense and defense, and he was a guy that just loved to have fun out there. He loved to have fun, and he could really dominate when he wanted to. Certainly sometimes he did, but sometimes he was just having so much fun, and he just didn't let a lot of things worry him. But he was also just a great team player, and was really coachable and did whatever you asked him to do. And so Thad, hope to see you next year as well. Next. Thor Hawkins, and Thor was really our shutdown corner or shutdown defensive back. He just loved getting out there swatting the balls down. He got a lot of interceptions. I think he may have got the most, or at least tied with the most interceptions over the year, but he really loved to swat that ball down. I really think he was practicing for the upcoming basketball season, just swatting those balls down. But you know, Thor, you should really consider volleyball too, man, the way you smack that ball. All right, hope to see you next season. All right, I'd like to get a shout out to my assistants, Dwight Hawkins. Dwight Hawkins was my assistant all year, and I appreciate that, Dwight. You were there keeping me in line, helping keep the boys in line, and so I appreciate about that. You brought a lot of discipline and just respect to our team, and I appreciate the effort that you put into it and the time you sacrificed to be here and to invest in the boys as well, and I'm thankful for that. Loved coaching with you. Hope we get to do it again sometime. Also, David Cervantes, I appreciate you stepping up at times when I couldn't be there and just being on the sidelines to give the boys some guidelines and some feedback when they come off the field and teach them how to do things better. Appreciate that, just stepping in when there was a need. And so I'm sure I'll see you around as well. Hope to coach with you again as well. Really, the highlight of our season was the tournament in West Phoenix. That was just a really fun tournament for us. It started out in our seeding games, and maybe we were a little too confident, but went in there and really got, I don't want to say blown away, but we lost to Santan Charter pretty badly, and I didn't think that would happen because I knew we could compete with them. Not just compete, I knew we could beat them. But we lost that first seeding game, and I was kind of bummed out. And then when they announced the semifinal games, we were matched up with Santan Charter again. And Santan Charter, we could actually hear them cheering, excited that they got matched up with us because they just thought they were going to come in and blow us away. It was no doubt in my mind that we could beat Santan Charter. But I asked the boys that. We got in the huddle before a game, doing our pregame warm-up, and said, hey, no doubt in my mind you guys can beat these guys. You guys can play with them easily, but you guys definitely can beat them. But it doesn't matter what I think. What do you guys think? And you know, I saw intensity that I'd never seen before that season. They finally just started really believing in themselves and playing like a team. And they went out there and just played some great football on both offense and defense. I mean, they were playing shutdown defense. We were just executing on offense. All the practice we put in, the plays were just executed perfectly, and we just stunned them and we beat them to get in the final round, to get in the finals, right? Of course, who was the finals against, right? It was against Champion, and we didn't win that, but who would have won against Champion? I mean, they had some trees out there, that was really a highlight of our season. Was that game, and you know, I really look forward to coaching again next year, and hope to see a bunch of you guys back.